There are battles that are not fought to win, but to show the world that freedom does not kneel. Leonidas, like the rest of the Spartan children, is separated from his mother at a very young age to be trained for combat, after which he will be more than ready to take the throne of his country. At the end of the 5th century BC, the Persian Empire, with Emperor Xerxes in command of a powerful army, is annexing country after country and sends one of his emissaries, carrying the heads of all the overthrown kings, to ask Leonidas for earth and water, proof of his submission. Instead, Leonidas kills the emissary and decides to face Xerxes. But to declare war, he needs the approval of the ephors, the religious authorities who, bribed by the Persians, deny permission. Unable to declare war, Leonidas leads 300 Spartans, all of them with heirs, claiming they are his personal guard, and sets off for Thermopylae, where he believes he can defeat Xerxes despite his superiority thanks to the narrow pass. They are joined by the Arcadians and Ephialtes, a deformed Spartan whose father trained him as a warrior, but whom Leonidas rejects for being unable to defend his comrades. Upon reaching the beach, a massive storm destroys part of the Persian fleet against the rocks, and the Spartans will use the corpses to build a wall against which the Persians charge, only to be held back and pushed off a cliff where hundreds fall, though they then launch a cloud of arrows at them, which they block with their shields, followed by the cavalry, which is also defeated. After their defeat, Xerxes offers to make Leonidas king of all Greece if he kneels at his feet, which is rejected. So Xerxes sends his personal guard, the Immortals, against them, whom the Spartans face by throwing a mountain of corpses before defeating them with the help of the Arcadians, and despite the Persians having a monstrous giant that Leonidas kills by cutting off his head. Neither their magic tricks nor their huge but clumsy animals will have any effect, although the young Astinos, son of the Spartan captain, will die in the battle. Xerxes turns to Ephialtes and offers them all kinds of pleasures and wealth in exchange for guiding them through the mountains to surprise the Spartans from the rear. Meanwhile, in Sparta, the queen gives herself to Theron to get him to influence the council in her favor and allow reinforcements to be sent, although Theron, instead of interceding for her, ridicules her by exposing her adultery, to which she reacts by stabbing him with a sword and exposing his betrayal. Aware of Ephialtes' betrayal, the Arcadians decide to withdraw, and Leonidas sends Dilios to tell of their feat and speak before the council. Surrounded by the Persians, Xerxes tries to humiliate Leonidas by forcing him to surrender, offering once again to make him leader of all Greece if he kneels at his feet. And Leonidas throws down his helmet, his shield, and his spear and kneels, only to then rise with more strength and hurl his spear at Xerxes himself, scarring his face. After that, all the Spartans die, but Dilios recounts their feat to the council, then leads a powerful army of Spartans and other Greeks to face Xerxes for freedom. 300 is not just a movie about war, blood, and epic battles. At its core, it's a story about human will in the face of the impossible. The Spartans knew they couldn't win, that their days were numbered from the moment they decided to resist, and yet they chose to fight. That decision turns their story into something greater than a simple victory or defeat. It transforms it into a legacy. The central message is clear: we don't always fight to win. Sometimes we fight to leave a mark, to show that our principles are worth more than our own lives. Zack Snyder, with his powerful visual style, reminds us that true greatness isn't always measured in numbers, but in the courage to stand firm when everything is against you. And that's a lesson that goes beyond war. We all face personal battles where it seems like we're just a few against an army of problems. The final reflection is clear: we don't always fight to win. Sometimes we fight to leave a mark, to show that our principles are worth more than our own lives.